Welcome to the Balls Not Court podcast. Cortez Paul's here. To my right-hand side, as usual, my co-host, Kevin Carter.
Yeah, hey, go.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
Another day in paradise, right, as we call Florida.
Yes, and it sounds much better you just saying the ball's in our court instead of adding, we talk sports.
Oh, yeah, we do talk sports.
Yes,
we talk
but
sports.
no, don't say that. God almighty. It just sounded it flows much better.
You know what? I'm going to get some t-shirts made. I already have a design up, so we'll
I don't want we talk sports on my t-shirt.
I get it on mine. How about that?
You can put it as your little nameplate. I don't know.
You don't want it?
No. I'll take a logo or whatever we come up with. But other than that, I don't want we talk sports.
I got it in varsity letters. It looks pretty fresh and everything like that. Real simple. So.
How come I haven't seen it yet?
Oh, no, I was playing around.
Are you ashamed?
No, I'm not ashamed.
Are you ashamed of it already?
No. I was just playing around with the site, and I was just doing.
I do know a place that can make us hats.
Do you?
Around here, yeah.
Well,
I'm not gonna say their names yet because they haven't made us hats. So
we gotta keep that on the low.
We may have to talk to them and say, hey, we will say your name if you make us some hats.
Hey, sounds good to me here. So, all right, well, we're back at it. We're here on Thursday. We really didn't do anything on Tuesday. We wanted to kind of catch up.
No, we didn't do nothing on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Or yesterday.
Or
Monday.
Or Monday.
But Thursday.
But there was a lot that's still transpiring in the sports world, and we're gonna go ahead. And I know you got a Mr. Jameis Winston update for us, so I'll go ahead and let you talk about Mr. Winston.
So the Title IX thing that they come up with, one of his attorneys came out and they sent a letter to Florida State saying that he's going to cooperate. It's funny because he goes, we're going to cooperate in the investigation. But he sends a letter to Florida State telling them they shouldn't even be doing this investigation because they were tried to get extorted out of $7 million by the other person's thing. Number one, why would somebody ask $7 million from a dude who doesn't have $7 million? I'm just curious on where would they come up with the figure of $7 million?
Yeah.
Number two, the girl hasn't got any single type of justice as far as it's concerned. She didn't even get it handled or investigated right in the first place. So when all this came out, why didn't you bring up the fact that they were trying to extort you for $7 million? If that was the case, why has all of this came out now, and why did it not come out 2 years ago when it happened? Mm-hmm. That they were trying to extort you for $7 million. That's where it gets a little fishy to me. But then him sending the letter to Florida State telling them that they're doing the wrong thing by going through with this Title IX investigation because it's going to lead to them being the other people having some leverage if it comes to a civil court thing, if they can't prove that he did or did not do it. Because during a Title IX investigation, you only have to have 50%, 0.1. It's just that little ways over 50% that there might have been a chance that something happened for them to take a stance on it and be able to dole out punishment upon this Title IX thing. Unlike many people that I've gotten arguments about Title IX and stuff, I actually know what Title IX means and what they're actually looking into. Yeah. FSU actually has somebody investigating FSU on the Title IX thing. So FSU is getting investigated by the Department of the Education Office for civil rights in the handling of the sexual assault case. Yeah. Because they didn't handle it right from the get-go. So now FSU is having to do the Title IX thing because they're getting investigated themselves by this. So it's like a never-ending thing. But finally, it's getting investigated in the right way. Because now they're going to do their due diligence and find out what went on. And they're going to actually talk to the accuser and the accusee if Jameis decides that he wants to talk. Sure, they said that he'll do whatever, but when it comes down to it, no one's talked to Winston yet. No one. Police, No one. Police didn't find it necessary to talk to Jameis Winston, which I find is the most confusing butt-fucking thing I've ever heard. That they didn't go and talk to him about a case which he was involved in.
Right.
But nevertheless, the people that don't know what it means, that's what it means. They're getting investigated by somebody else, which means that's the big reason why FSU now is doing the Title IX thing and investigating.
Mm-hmm.
This does not, to me, just to me as an outsider looking in, if this would happen in any other school, just like we said before, this would have happened at my school and this was an idiot. I'm about justice for the person. I'm not about wins on the football field. I'm about justice for the person that was or wasn't had this done to him.
Right.
Being a parent, I want to see justice done, and I want to see it investigated in the right way, and not as a clusterfuck like it has already been investigated as. I want them to see them to do everything right way. I want them to see the process out.
Yeah.
It's a shame that it has taken 2 years to finally go through this process that should have been done from the get-go. But it has taken 2 years to get to this point that FSU is finally doing what they should have done 2 years ago when the investigation first started and when it first came out. This is bad for the police department. This is bad for the university. This is bad for Winston. This is bad for other people that were involved. This is bad for the lawyers. This is bad for the girl. This is bad for the girl's family. Everything was done poorly in the name of sports.
Yeah.
If it wasn't a sports person, this would have been handled the exact way it should have been handled from the get-go. If this wasn't your all-star quarterback, this would have been handled a completely different thing. I don't care what you're saying because it's already been proven. All the crap he's done after this, if he didn't even do this fine, well, all the crap he's done before, and the football coaches were not even going to suspend him or dial out any punishment, just goes to show you that those coaches and everything only care about one thing. That's about getting the wins on the football field. It had to come from the AD to finally come up with a suspension that he butt-fucked by giving him a half, and then he finally gave him a game. The dude should have did what he wanted to do. And that was get Winston off the team. If that's how he really feels, and he knows, the AD has to know something. If that has even crossed his mind, that this dude is giving us a black eye, and further black eye could be coming, we need to go ahead and cut our losses.
Yeah, that's what I thought you was talking about when a few days ago that you said you know something.
Yeah, there was some of the radio I listened to. The guy comes up and he goes, it was actually on 92.5. I'm going to give them their little shout out because that's where I heard it from. Frank Frangie actually said it. He came on and said that he had these people, or the AD wanted to get rid of him, just wanted him gone. And for me to say, okay, he wants him going after this little peddly stuff, is it because he knows what's coming and he knows something about the investigation that's happening? The reason why he wants this kid gone, and the reason why if they play a few more games and then all of a sudden, bam, the investigation hits and they says what they find and it's a black eye, it's going to be a bigger black eye on the university for not doing something sooner than later upon this kid. And mind you, I've said it a million times and I'll say it again. If this happened at my school, I'd want the same thing done. Because it's not about him. It's not about football. It's not about getting wins. It's not about winning national championships like most of these stupid Florida State fans think it is. It's about justice for what has not been done. If I was him, I'd want it to be done. That way I could clear my name. I wouldn't have my lawyers sending out letters telling them they shouldn't do it. I want it done. So my name gets cleared. That's another thing that everything flows to being fishy. With all these different things that you're doing, all of it flows to being just, it doesn't sit right.
Right.
It just doesn't sit right.
Now, I would say, would you rather them to kind of release this information if they find anything to the investigation during the season or after the season? Because this has already been a distraction.
Why do you do it now? They need to do it as soon as possible. They need to give justice.
So make it more of a distraction now?
They need to get... He's already a distraction.
True.
It does not matter. That boy is already a distraction. He was a distraction when he got there. Doing all this stupid stuff, he's a distraction no matter what. You release it during the season, he's gone. No more distraction. If something comes out that he did something wrong, he's gone. Like I said, they only need a little evidence that he did something he wasn't supposed to. Not if he even raped her or something, if he did something he wasn't supposed to. He's gone. That's why the AD wanted him gone. That's why the AD is so adamant that he did not want him playing on the team. Jimbo Fisher and them were doing absolutely nothing about him. They suspended him 3 games for stealing crab legs from the baseball team. He's a pitcher. He don't even pitch 3 days. That was nothing. Nothing. As far as punishment goes.
Yeah.
The football team was going to do absolutely nothing. No suspension from the football game, no nothing. The coaches were PO'd that they gave him a game. They were legit mad because they gave him a game because they were going to do nothing. Which goes to show you that football in Tallahassee, wins or losses means more than putting a good face on your program.
Could that make you wonder too? Because there's been some instances before where you got this all-star player and talented player, but let's say, for example, Winston goes on the wrong path, and all you remember his flashes years as an FSU quarterback. He goes in the NFL, struggle, become broke. Will FSU recognize him then?
No.
So this is where you're saying
Maurice Claret. So many
example.
stupid things happen there. There's so many players where stupid things happen.
So this is where programs need to. They
need to button up. They need to button. This should have been done 2 years ago, just like I said. As soon as this came out 2 years ago, as soon as that girl reported it, the police should have done their job right. The university should have done their job right, and Title IX should have been done as soon as it happened.
Yeah.
They should have went into this investigation mode when it happened. They messed up. They messed up justice for the girl. Either way. They messed up justice for either party.
Yeah.
Whether he did it, whether he not did it, you'll never know because they investigated it completely wrong. Of course. And then last year, we have no evidence. Of course you're not going to have no freaking evidence. You waited a damn year before you did anything about it.
Yeah.
Of course you're not going to have no evidence. It's a year later, you flipping morons.
There can be a lot of tempering evidence. Who knows what to tell?
Well, they didn't. They didn't go and do what they're supposed to do when a rape charge comes up. Yeah. You're supposed to go to the hospital. You're supposed to get looked at. You're supposed to have pictures. The only way they had pictures of of the marks and stuff she had was because her friend took them with her cell phone after she took her to the hospital.
Wow.
But the police went to the hospital and did nothing about it after they went to the hospital. They were like, and blew it off.
Turn more in Tallahassee.
But see, that's what everybody forgets, though. Everybody forgets that the police were the start of the fuck up. And the university was the start of the fuck up. That they didn't do what they were supposed to. They did not do their due diligence and do what was right by the girl. No matter whether he did it or not, you still, if there's a rape charge, you take it seriously and you do the protocols on what is supposed to be done, and you failed to do it.
Yeah.
And you failed to look into it. And that is on the university, and that is why they're being investigated. So now FSU is going to do their due diligence because they're getting their ass. Their ass is on the line now.
Yeah.
So they're going to do their due diligence, and they're going to go through every single nook and cranny that they can find. Remember, 2 people videotaped this. TMZ is great at finding video.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. TMZ is great at finding videos.
Yeah. Oh,
is the video